ఓకే, ఏం చెప్పండి, కనిపిస్తుంది క్లియర్గా, లైవ్ వస్తుందా? మై డియర్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, దిస్ ఈజ్ కేజే విజయ ప్రకాష్ ఫ్రమ్ శ్రీ విశ్వగురు మోడల్ అకాడమీ. Previously, I did the Abhishek IAS Academy for the IAS aspirants, and you got many videos go through my channel. Recently, that means few days back, we raised in the name of Sri Vishwaguru Model Academy for the free coaching of medicine, that is NEET, IIT JEE, IAS, IPS. So please subscribe, share, and talk to your dear and near, your relations, your friends, and share to all of them. It is useful for the who are the aspirants of the medicine, IIT JEE, IAS and IPS. Today we discuss about the some of the points for the introduction class for medicine, IIT JEE. Okay. Now we are discussing about some of the aspects from the mathematics, geography, physics as well as the chemistry. Then we are giving the continuous free classes for the IIT JEE, medicine, that is NEET, IAS and IPS free classes. Okay, my dear friends, got it? Now we are discussing about the greatest famous Greek philosopher Archimedes. The greatest philosopher Archimedes. He find out the one great Greek letter, that is great letter. It is fully occupied in the plane geometry and geometry. Without that value, we cannot solve the problems in plane geometry and geometry. We know that Archimedes is known as the father of the mathematics. Who is father of the mathematics? Archimedes is the father of the mathematics. Archimedes of Syracuse, Sicily. Archimedes of Syracuse, Sicily. He was the father of the mathematics. His period was 287 to 212 BC. 287 to 212 BC. After his death, after his reign, many thinkers, many scientists, many astronomers, many physicists, many chemists were followed his rules, concepts, and theorems. He is discovered the most important value, that is pi. In Greek language, it is known as pi. The spelling is P-I-E, pi. Pi. Pi means here pi. This is denoted as like this. This is known as pi. It was occupied the main important position in the plane geometry and geometry. Plane geometry. So, what is this phi? How they describe this? What is this value? When he discovered the phi, the plane geometry and geometry goes to the higher position, and many events on the earth were depend upon that problems with the phi value. They solved the many problems with the what is the value of pi. Actually, this is lie between 3 1 by 10 and 3 10 by 71. 3 1 by 10 and 3 10 by 71. The pi value lie between 3 1 by 10 and 3 10 by 71. After that, they gave the particular value for the pi. They gave the particular value for the pi. That is, actually we know pi is 22 by 7. Pi is 22 by 7. But he gave the value, that is pi is equal to 3.14159. Pi is equal to 3.14159. So it is taken as pi is equal to 3.14. Pi value is 3.14. But what is the importance of the pi? Pi value is the 3.14159. It is recurring as the pi is equal to 3.14. It is discovered by the Archimedes of Syracuse, Sicily. Then what is the importance? How they find out that? How got the results from this pi value? In plane geometry, we know many aspects, that is circle, triangle, square, rectangle, and some of the aspects are there. The main important aspect in plane geometry or geometry is pi. It is represents the closely related to the circle. Pi is closely related to the circle. Circle, it consists 360 degrees. Circle is consists 360 degrees. Thus, consists of the 4 segments. Each segment consisting 90 degrees. This is 180 degrees. This is 180 and this is 180. And this is 180. This is 90, 90. This is 90, 90. This is 90, 90. This is 90, 90. Like that, the value pi and the circle. The pi represents this pi to its diameter. The circumference of a circle to its diameter. To its diameter. Is the ratios. What are that? Ratios of the circle. Ratios of the circumference of a radius circle to its diameter. That means circumference divided by diameter. Circumference divided by diameter. Circumference divided by diameter. The ratios between the circumference and I, it is represented by the value pi. Got it? Then, what is circumference and what is diameter? In a circle, the aspect of the circle, according to the pi value, what is circumference and what is diameter? This is the circle. This is the circle. This line around the circle. This line around the circle is known as circumference. Is known as circumference. The line along or around the circle is circumference. From this point to this point, the distance is known as the diameter. The starting point to ending point, the distance in the circle is known as diameter. D for diameter, C for circumference. D for diameter and C for circumference. That means this whole line is diameter. This half of the distance. That means from midpoint to the end point, the half of the distance in a circle. It is known as radius. It is known as radius. It is known as radius. What is circumference? I know circumference is equal to the circle of a circumference is equal to what is that? Pi d. Pi d. What is means? Pi d. Pi d. Here we observe a point. Here, what is this d? D is the diameter. D is the diameter. So, D, this is D. This is radius and this is also radius. This is radius and this is also radius. So, D means R plus R. D means this is equal to R plus R. That is equal to 2R. This is radius. This half part is known as the radius. And also this half part known as the radius. This R plus R is equal to 2R. So D is equal to 2R. D is equal to 2R. That means if you are substitutes this value in the D, then it implies C is equal to 2 pi R. Got it? This is the main important formula for the plane geometry and geometry for the circle. Okay. Circle is 360 degrees. Circle consisting 360 degrees. That means 4 parts. 90 plus 90, 180. 90 plus 90, 180. 180 plus 180, 360. This 90 degrees, this 90 degrees, this 90 degrees, this 90 degrees. 90, 90, 180, 90, 90, 180, 180, 180 plus 360 degrees. Okay, that is fine. Now, we go through the another aspect in the circle. This is known as, this part is known as arc. This is known as arc segment. This segment, this is this from this point to this point. This aspect is known as arc. Arc of a circle. What is arc? Or what is the arc of a circle? A segment of a circle, a segment of a portion. This is a segment or a portion. This is a segment along the curve. It is known as the arc of a circle. It is known as the arc of a circle. It is known as the a circle. It is known as the arc of a circle. So, what is the formula for the arc of a circle? This is 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees or 360 degrees. If theta is given in degrees, here we denoted the 90 degrees like that, or 360 degrees, 180 degrees, 275 degrees, something you are mentioned that. But now we mentioned this angle as in theta. If theta is given in degrees, then what is the arc of a circle? What is the arc of a circle? Arc of a circle means, already I explained, that is circle. One portion in a circle means that is 90 degrees. You can take any number. You can choose division in 360 degrees. But particularly, we denoted here, we mentioned here as 90 degrees. 90 degrees spot. That means that is arc of a circle. We call it the arc of a circle. So, here segment. Here what is that? A portion of a or a segment of a circle along to the curve. It is known as the arc of a circle. Then what is that? That is started as segment. That is segment is equal to 2 pi r. Actually, we have 360 degrees in a circle. Got it? So, we mentioned as in the form of the theta. The degrees we mentioned in the form of the theta. Then what happens? Theta by 360 degrees. Theta by 360 degrees. S is equal to that arc of a circle or the length of the arc of a circle. Or the length of the arc of a circle. S is equal to 2 pi r into theta by 360 degrees. This is the another formula. One formula C is equal to 2 pi r. Second formula here, segment arc of a circle or length of the arc of a circle is S is equal to 2 pi r into theta by 360 degrees. This is the second formula. Got it? Now we go for another formula from the circle by the what is that? By the effect of pi. It is discovered by the mathematics. Now what is another formula? What is another formula? Arc of a circle, length of arc of a circle is, previously we told, that is, if theta is given in or mentioned in degrees, then S is equal to 2 pi r into theta by 360 degrees. Now we go for the new formula, that is, if theta is given as or mentioned as, if theta is given as or mentioned as what is that? Radians. Later classes I will explain all the aspects from the mathematics. Radians and other aspects are there. I will explain later classes. So, if theta is given as or mentioned as radians, then what is the arc of the circle is, that is equal to theta r. Value of the phi, that is 3.14159. It is written as 3.14. He explained. What explained? The pi value is related to, explained, or pi value is linked with, related to plane geometry and the geometry, that is circle. Circle is 360 degrees. Nine portions are there. Each portion is 90 degrees. So C is equal to circumference of a circle, that is equal to 2 pi r. And second formula, segment, that is equal to portion of arc of a circle, that is equal to 2 pi r theta by 360 degrees. And third formula is, if theta is given as or mentioned as in the form of radians, then that is pi r. These are the main important three formulas depend upon the Archimedes value of the pi. Okay. Now we discussing about some other aspects in mathematics. Archimedes is known as the father of the mathematics. Okay. Then who is the mother of mathematics? Who is the mother of Alexandria? Hypatia of Alexandria. She was known as mother of mathematics. Hypatia of Alexandria was known as or called as mother of mathematics. Do you know who is this person? What is the important aspect from this name? The important aspect from this name is, she was the first female mathematician. 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 And she was, her period was 4th century BC. Her period was 4th century BC. 4th century BC. First female mathematician in the world. Hypatia of Alexandria. What is her works? How he works? Which field works? That means first algebra. Algebra. Second philosophy. Philosophy. Third, astronomy. Astronomy. Her works, her fields, greatly mentioned, greatly described, greatly wrote, greatly studied about the algebra, philosophy. What? Mother of the mathematics. Okay, fine. The next aspect is mathematician is there. His name, her name was, what is the name? Carl Friedrich Gauss. Carl Friedrich Gauss. This mathematician told, mathematics is the queen of the sciences. Carl Friedrich Gauss told, mathematics is the queen of the queen of the queen of the sciences. And also he told what he told, number theory is the queen of the mathematics. Number theory, queen. Another mathematicians are there here. Another mathematician is there. He called as king of the mathematics. His name was Euler. Euler is known as king of the mathematics. He was a Swiss mathematician. The another mathematician is there. Her name was Mary Sophie Germain. Her name was Mary Sophie Germain. She was known as Princess of Mathematics. Princess of Mathematics. Mary Sophie Germain. She was known as Princess of Mathematics. and she was from French mathematician. Mathematician. So another aspect is there. Another aspect is there in mathematics. We know that great value in the mathematics, that value is mostly occupied in the all the mathematical subjects, mostly in number theory, ring theory, and trigonometry, calculus, vector calculus, and then it is the main important factor in trigonometry. In trigonometry and the calculus, coordinate geometry, every subject was related to that value. We know that value name is called as, what is that? Infinity. That is called as infinity. Wrote like that. Infinity. So who discovered this value? Who discovered this name, or who discovered this name or value? He was the mathematician name was Archimedes. Archimedes discovered the infinite. Previously, this name was called as Aperon. What is that? Aperon. Aperon word, it is equal to the infinite. Aperon means unbound. Aperon means unbound. One meaning. Another meaning is indefinite. Indefinite. Aperon means unbound and indefinite. Infinite. It is actually as well as vector calculus, and also some of the aspects covered by this value, coordinate geometry, ring theory, set theory. There is some value for the pi. So according to that value, we solve some problems, particularly in trigonometry. Trigonometry particularly for engineering subject, construction field, and mostly they are used in construction fields. Angles, curves, these are all aspects are embedded with the trigonometry subject. In that subject, pi is the one value. 0 degrees is there, 30 degrees is there, 45, 90 degrees, 60 degrees, like that. Infinity value is there, like that. Ring theory and other aspects told about that pi value. These are the some of the aspects from the mathematics. Now we starting the great philosopher of Archimedes. We start when we have thought about the Archimedes in our brain. There is a value. Remember that is pi. That is phi. Okay. Now another concepts are there. Yes, another concepts are there with Archimedes. What is the concept? One word is there. One word, most famous word is there. That is, what is that? Eureka. Eureka means I have found it. Eureka means I have found it. So, what found it? most important fact in physics, maybe in maths or maybe in chemistry, anything. Actually, we are segregating in physics, mathematics, chemistry like that, geography like that. We go through the subjects closely, all are equal in my view. Some theorems are combined in mathematics and physics, some theorems are combined in chemistry and physics, linked subjects. Mathematics is the, what is that? Field of the sciences. History is the, what is that? Queen of the arts and history. History is also linked with the everything, anthropology, geography, and also polity, Indian polity, and Indian administration, public administration. Indian administration, where I am saying that public administration and politics. These are linked with that subject. There is no boundaries. There is no demarcations between the subject to subject. Art subject concepts also useful in the science subjects. Science subjects concepts also useful in art subjects. We need total knowledge, full knowledge from all the subjects. When we have the full knowledge, a complete knowledge from, we are overcome our competitors. We need total knowledge from the all subjects. Okay. Now, Eureka, I have found it. It is also related to the Archimedes. Now, when he feel that he go through the, what is that, bath, in that bath, he, what is that, ready to bath in a tub. When he entered, when he placed his body in the tub, that his body weight that much level of the waters flowing out of the tub. Then he find one concept, one theorem in mind. What is that? Then he told in the, have found it. What found it? Yes, 100% he found it. What found it? He found it one force. He found it one law. He found it one theorem. It is the mind important. One power. It is related to the power. Do you know many power, other powers? We know about the cosmic energy. That is the one power. That is the universal power. Early morning, when we are go through the meditation, we got that power from Brahmarandra. That is a cosmic energy, universal power. And another power is there. That is the universal power. That is also called as the universal power. That power is linked with the Panchabhutas. Water, fire, earth, sky. All these are the five Panchabhutas are called as the universal power. When we go through the meditation, where we getting the energy, then creation is give the direction to our future. Okay, this is another subject. Now, what he found, Archimedes found one concept, one power, one force, that is buoyancy. That is, what is that? Buoyancy. That means floating or flying. In Telugu, what is that? Teliade. In Telugu, teliade. What is teliade? Buoyancy force. తేలియాడే గుణము, తేలియాడే శక్తి, ఫ్లోటింగ్ ఎనర్జీ, ఫ్లోటింగ్ పవర్. దిస్ ఇస్ బియాండ్ ఫోర్స్. Biond's force is nothing but the upward exerted, the upward force. What is that? The upward force exerted on an object in a fluid merges in a fluid, then the fluid opposes the weight of that body, the weight of that body, the weight of that body. That means, what is that? The upward force exerted. Upward force means upward thrust. Upward force or upward thrust exerted on an object. Exerted on an object. So just its weight. Its weight. That means this is a surface of water. This is a surface of water. This is a surface of water. An object is there. Here an object. This object floating. This object floating. This object floating. This is a force. This is a force. This is a force. And another force is working here. That is what is this? This is Biond's force. This is Biond's force. Biond's force. ఏదైనా ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ నీటిలో తేలుతున్నప్పుడు దాని యొక్క వెయిట్, ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యొక్క వెయిట్ ఏం చేస్తుంది చెప్పండి? థ్రస్ట్ చేస్తుంది, చొప్పించుకుని వెళ్ళడానికి ప్రయత్నించే నీటిలోనికి. అప్పుడు నీటిలో ఉన్నటువంటి బియాండ్ ఫోర్స్ ఏంటంటే కనుక, అప్వార్డ్ ఫోర్స్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే కనుక ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ మునిగిపోకుండా అపోజ్ చేస్తుంది. ఆ పైన బలాన్ని అపోజ్ చేస్తుంది. సో ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఏంటంటే కనుక తేలియాడుతుంది అన్నమాట, తేలుతూ మూవ్ అవుతుంది. అలాగే ఇంకొక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ తీసుకున్నాం, అనదర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్. వి టేక్ అనదర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్. దిస్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ sink in the fluid or waters. What happened? Force is working here. The Biond force, the Biond's force working here. The Biond's force opposes the weight of that body. Then that body is moved in that water. When an object fully or partially submerged in the waters, then the Biond force opposes the weight of its force. It is known as the Biond force. It is known as the Biond force. We saw many aspects, many examples are there. What are the examples? What the boat, in the river, floating in the river or floating on the river, anything. If you want to set any preposition there, inna or ana. Third aspect is, what is third aspect? A person with a life, a person with a life, vest, with a life vest, floating, on the river, floating on the river. Example, a ship floating on the river, floating on the river. Another most important example, this example related to the chemistry. The example is related to inert gases, ideal gases, told as like that. Inert gases are ideal gases, and also they told as noble gases. Noble gases. ఆదర్శ వాయువులను తెలుగులో అంటాం. ఇనర్ట్ గ్యాసెస్ అంటాం. ఇనర్ట్ గ్యాసెస్ అంటే కనుక జడవాయువులు అని తెలుగులో అంటాం అన్నమాట. జడవాయువు అక్కడ ఏం చేస్తుంది? న్యూట్రల్. జడ పదార్థం అంటాం. జడ పదార్థం అంటే తెలుగులో ఏమంటాం? జడ పదార్థం అంటే కనుక దేనికి కూడా వ్యాకోసోపోచాలు ఉండవు. ఎలా ఉంటుంది అలా ఉంటుంది. పక్కనటువంటి పదార్థంతో ఏ విధమైనటువంటి చర్యకు కూడా లోన్ కాదు. దాన్ని జడ పదార్థం అంటాం కదా. అంటే అటు పాజిటివ్ కాదు, ఇటు న్యూట్రల్ కాదు, నెగిటివ్ కాదు, న్యూట్రల్. దీన్ని జడ పదార్థం అంటాము. జడవాయువు. అలాగే ఇట్లనే ఉంటుందంటే జడవాయువులు అంటారు తెలుగులో. అంటే గ్యాసెస్ ఆర్ ఐడియల్ గ్యాసెస్ ఆర్ నోబుల్. వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్? What is that example? What is that example? That example, the helium balloon rising in the air. The helium balloon, the helium balloon rising or flying. Yes, those with the gas are noble gas or ideal gas. Why they are flying? Because of lower weight, light weight. The gases are lower weight, light weight, lower weight, light weight, because they are rising. When we go through that Beyond's force is like that. What happens? When an object, what is that, moves or drawn in the water, or floating in the water, sink in the water, what happens? That object weight seems, look at the very light, appears as very light, lighter weight. The particular object weight appears as very light, lower weight, very light. That is the main one of the aspect in that Beyond's force. Here like that, this is helium balloon. Helium gas weight is very low weight, lower weight. Then it moves, it flying or it rising in the air. So this helium gas, what is main important factor for this gas? We told as inert gas. Inert gas. What are the gases? The gases are helium, neon, krypton, radon, xenon, helium, neon, krypton, radon, xenon, and 118 uranium 40. 118 uranium 40. This is one of the element. 118 uranium 40. This is also one of the element. This is also inert gas. These are many are there. Some of the there. I give some names: helium, neon, krypton, radon, xenon, 118 U40, 118 U40. Okay. The name to those gases like that. What is the reason? What is the reason? What is the main important factor for the one inventor? Factor bonding. Thus bonding is physical or chemical. The bonding is in the form of physical or chemical. We say that now. What is the formula? What is the formula? We add this element, we add this element, then we add this element, then it is formed as a medicine. This is medicine is used for this disease or that this is like that. That is formula. That is bonding. Bonding means every element, each particle is bonding with the other element particles. That is bonding. So bonding chapter that is different. I will explain. Here, what is that bonding? For existing of the particular element, bonding with the other element. How they bonding with the other element? The last orbit, in that last element, last orbit, electrons are there. Another element, last orbit, electrons are there. So here, one element having the more electron, one element having the low electron, less electron. Here, more electron. Then what happens? This element gives the last cell electron to this element for the stability. For the resistance, they share this one element between the two elements. This is known as the bonding. Physical bonding or chemical bonding, like that. Okay. So here, what happened? Also, noble gases, inert gases, or ideal gases, what happened? Already their last cells are filled by the electrons. So they have the equal electrons with the last cells or last orbits or valence cells or valence cells. Valence cells means they perfectly or they correctly, exactly filled with the electrons in their cells or in their orbits. So they have no need to share, to give their electrons for the existence or stability with the other element. So that means what happens here? They have the low activity or less activity with the existence of or stability of that particular element with the other elements. There is no sources. There is no need to them to share with the electrons with the other elements. Hence, they are known as the noble gases, inert gases, and what is that? Ideal gases. That means what happens here? జడవాయువులను తెలుగులో అంటున్నమాట. అంటే ఇవి వేరే మూలకాలతోటి యాక్టివిటీ జరపవు, లో యాక్టివిటీ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి వీటిని ఇనర్ట్ గ్యాసెస్ అంటారు. మనోడు అయిపోయిందా? ఓకే సార్. నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ we go through the another aspects from the physics, chemistry, mathematics. This is the today's introduction class. Please subscribe, share, and share to your dear and near, your friends, your relatives, your family members. Please cooperate. This is the purely free live classes for the NEET, IIT JEE, IAS and IPS. There is no cost at all. Please subscribe and please copy. We started this channel for the all the communities of the India. We don't expect money from the clients. We don't expect the money from the students, aspirants. Because I am the good my slogan is the educators can change the